So the joys of the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, I found a little site. It is literally little. It's very small. It's one button. It has a title. It says conversationstarter.com. Random questions. And then you click the button that says generate another random topic. So, Jeff.
So, because we run out of ideas to do this, we've now resorted to silly iPhone
Jeff,
apps.
do you recycle?
That's funny you should ask that, Joe.
Oh, I'm excited.
I've got a good story.
Okay.
So my wife, right?
I mean, it's pretty much a yay or nay.
So
but
I'm
go ahead.
I'm going to tell a story now.
Okay,
This is
great.
how the whole thing works, okay?
Okay, good.
So, my wife is a huge recycling person, right?
Huge.
So every time something comes up, we have to check the bottom of the thing, check to see what numbers in the little recycling thing. Has to go in the certain thing. We recycle for paper. We recycle. It gets a little ridiculous.
Okay.
So I would prefer not to.
Okay.
Because I once saw a documentary where it said that everything gets thrown into one thing, and they like have this process where it separates everything out. Anyway.
Okay.
So why even recycle if the end result already does
So
it for
they
you?
already recycle for you, is what you're saying.
Essentially, yeah. So my thing
All
is,
garbage places do this?
it was one of those. It was New York, so they had like a separate area where they brought all the garbage to. Have you ever seen Toy Story 3?
Oh, yeah.
So they dump all the garbage onto that conveyor belt, and one of the metal things sucks it all up, and then it blah blah blah, and then it shreds it all up and it burns
And then
it or
the
whatever.
toys end up in the giant furnace.
And everybody cried a little bit. I really thought they were gonna die the
Dude,
first
they
time.
all held hands and stuff?
It was really sad.
Oh.
Anyways.
Moment.
I saw that once and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. You don't even need to recycle. It just kind of all goes to one little spot and they do it all for you. So yeah, I'm not a fan of. I'm okay with the milk jug, cans, stuff like that. But all the other stuff, I don't even know. I don't know, or if it's a cardboard box
know what you
with
recycle.
an opening with the plastic. Do you recycle that? Do you
Sure.
not? And now we've gotten to composting, which I'm not a big fan of. I think it's a cool idea. So we have this little bucket.
You're
on our
basically
counter.
making poop.
We have this little bucket on our counter to put eggshells and fruit and peels and all the biodegradable stuff, right?
Yep.
Except every time you open it, it smells so bad, and it's like I'm cooking
In the
here.
summertime, do you keep it outside? Because that's where you should probably keep it.
But it's like a little thing that we fill up, and then it's got like biodegradable bags. You tie up the bags, and you throw the bags outside.
Oh.
So you fill it up.
So do you have a garden or something that you use this?
We have a little
fertilizer?
compost area.
I mean, but do you use the fertilizer for something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it's one of those things where, I do recycle because I love my wife, but otherwise I don't know if I would.
Man.
I don't know if I would. That's my recycling story.
That's good. That's very good.
I'm gonna come up with something ridiculous every time you come up with.
I can't wait. Myself,
Nobody cares about me.
yeah, you're right. So we'll go on to the next topic. Is it harder to exercise more or eat healthier?
Oh,
Wow. That's a tough one.
See, for a while when I was really working out, I worked out so I could eat more. Does that make sense? So when
okay.
I like to work out because I'm gonna eat the greatest meal ever later tonight, and I don't have to worry about it, you know.
All right. Okay.
Or if you eat a bad meal, you're I'm gonna work out tomorrow, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Versus if you don't eat healthy for a day, you miss it, you're just shit. You know, there's no way. There's no way to, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, if you miss a workout, then you can always eat healthy to make up for it. You know.
Wow, I've not thought that much about this.
All right, your turn. Go.
Working out for me,
You just don't like it.
no, I have to be motivated to do it. And I don't mean that in the sense of it's a New Year's resolution and I have to work out. No, it's I need to work out mostly for mental health, if that makes any sense. There were times in my life when I was really, really depressed about something.
Yep.
So I'd run. I was like Forrest Gump, and I was running. So
ran.
I would just run, get on a treadmill and run. Synonymously with that, I would eat healthy because otherwise my body could not sustain that type of running.
Okay.
All right.
So you can't eat McDonald's 3 times a day while you run.
Dude.
Too much sodium.
I'm dying. So nowadays, though, I'm in a really good place. I don't work out. I probably should because everyone should work out, at least stay in shape. So if you're running from the cops, you're not winded, you know. But The other thing too is I don't eat healthy.
Steal heavy things. You got to be able to lift them.
It's tough, you know. I don't eat healthy either.
You eat pretty healthy.
I don't know, man.
So
here's the deal: I either don't eat, or I eat a shit ton.
But Joe's one of those guys where I'll come over to his desk and he's snacking on one of those little tubes of peanuts.
Yeah,
you know, and you're constantly snacking. Whereas, like, I sit down and have a large meal, and then a couple hours later, I do it again.
I do that too, though. But like, I don't know.
But even I'm a bigger guy than you, obviously. But there's a. You know, even when we went to cousins or whatever, you still got a half a sandwich. Now, granted, you did get cheese curds with it.
Damn.
Whereas I would just rather get the full sandwich. So
yeah.
Probably calorie-wise, it's probably about the same.
Sure. I'm not so much worried about what normal people worry about, you know, like gaining weight and things like that.
Sure.
I'm more worried about getting cancer.
And you think working out would help you not get cancer?
Working out and eating healthy. Like,
yeah,
just by eating McDonald's, the amount of times I eat McDonald's,
the chemicals
I'm already going to get cancer. Like, I'm already just waiting, you know. Anyways.
Everybody gets cancer.
You're right. Next topic. Here we go. What is your favorite home-cooked dish?
Meatloaf. Wow. Love meatloaf.
Nice.
I love it. I love meatloaf, and then you cover it in barbecue sauce and not ketchup.
Wow.
A little sweetness on top, a lot better.
Damn.
And then another thing, then the next day, you cut the rest of the meatloaf up and put it on sandwiches. Okay. Little bread, have a little meatloaf sandwich.
Beautiful.
Because it's like a burger, essentially.
Yeah.
It's just a flavored burger.
It is, pretty much.
I love meatloaf, yeah.
So do you like those burgers? I mean, I think anybody would like these burgers, but the burgers that are stuffed, the stuffed burgers with different things?
I'm more of a topping guy for my burgers rather than stuff inside of it.
Oh, man, if you get the right toppings on a burger.
But if I really like I like when you put breadcrumbs and egg into the meat when you make a burger, like if you're going to hand do them. I like that extra flavor inside of versus just the beef.
I've been snacking this whole entire time. My mouth is watering right now thinking about it.
All right, your favorite meal?
Favorite meal, home cooked meal. There's so many, but you can't go wrong with a grilled T-bone or tenderloin.
Sure.
With asparagus, personally. Okay. But there's a recipe I have loved since I was a little kid. Yep. It's called Shit on Shingles. SOS. All right? Stuff on toast.
Wait, my buddies did stuff on buns.
Well, either way.
What if it's the same thing? Go ahead.
It's basically like you're making it's a white sauce. It's literally all you're making is a white sauce with chipped corned beef. And you make toast, and you put that on there, and it's just Miranda just made it the other day. She got the recipe from my mom.
Okay.
Oh.
So my buddies, when they do stuff on buns, and Zach and Nate, I know don't listen to this, so it doesn't really matter, but I believe it's ham or Spam, I think.
Wow.
And then it's chopped up, like you said, and then it's that on like buns or bread or whatever, and then toasted with cheese on top.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's just that. They might have I don't know if they make it like a mayonnaise spread kind of almost.
Yeah.
Then cover it in cheese or what, but that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Sure.
So yours is a little bit different, same concept though.
Yeah, and I think it came from like the World War era.
Their mom always called it poor people food.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
and it is. Yeah,
you just slop a bunch of stuff together, put it on bread,
and it's like
so good.
But it's funny how if our grandparents and great grandparents now could see how we have reverted back to some of those classic dishes, you know, and they were ashamed to eat that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're like,
and now it's like,
what's number one on the plate tonight?
I know, and it's just funny how things come back around.
Sure.
So,
all right, next one.
Go ahead.
Where is your favorite place to shop? These are good.
Duluth Trading Company.
Yeah. It's coming back.
Had to plug it.
Haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh man, Duluth Trading Company. Yeah, if I had I'm gonna go it this way.
Here we go.
So unlimited gift card to one store.
Ooh.
Now, okay, I'm gonna eliminate right away. You can't use Walmart, Target, because otherwise they have so much stuff you could live on that forever.
That makes sense.
So one store. See, Duluth it's clothing, and I think I would. Yeah. After a while, you run out of things to have clothing. Right.
I'm literally, as you're trying to answer this, I'm racking my brain right now.
I think I would make, see, Duluth does have shoes, because I think that would be a big thing, too.
Yeah.
Like Nike would be, Nike or like North Face, where you have clothes, you have shoes, you have, I'm thinking very materialistic, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think what else there would be. Because grocery stores obviously would be nice. Forever have like unlimited amount of food.
Wow. I'm trying to think of a place where I just feel at home. Like, okay, I'm shopping here. And the only thing I can come up with is like I don't shop at Cabela's often, but like, kind of like a Cabela's.
Oh, like a flea farm would be really nice.
There it is. That's the place. That's my place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Menards is kind of the same way. They do have food and stuff too, and Cabela's and
Fleet Farm. I walk into Fleet Farm and I'm like,
I do, and
I don't feel pressured.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'm glad we got that for you.
Yep. Thank you. If you could live anywhere on Earth, where would you live?
Wow. Go ahead. I kind of have an answer. I'm going to change it up a little bit, though.
Damn it.
So, place-wise, we're going to assume money not involved because
of course.
Everywhere that I would
says anywhere on Earth, where would you live?
So it'd probably be, I lived in San Diego for a couple of years. I would move back for sure.
Okay.
I think it's a great place. I never had any problems there.
Except for with scooters.
Yeah, with scooters. But it just is, it's too expensive. Now, the other thing with that is that I would have to live where my parents and my family and my friends lived.
Yep.
So I would never move out there and live there by myself because I did that and that's no fun.
Mm-hmm.
So assuming that I could be with everybody else, then it would be San Diego. And because the other thing is I wouldn't move anywhere where there's not English because I like to know the language.
Sure.
So it'd have to be somewhere in America. And I want it to be warm, but not too warm. So that eliminates all of Texas kind of east and west of there, the south, middle. And I don't want tornadoes or hurricanes, so Florida's all out.
Can't be and the middle of the country is out.
It's pretty, So I think San Diego would be the dream.
Well, mine's really boring.
Okay.
I absolutely love this state that I live in right now.
Which we've talked about Wisconsin. In episode 2 or 3.
Wisconsin. But I would have to say, I guess around this area, like the Kettle Moraine type, area is very, very nice. I would really like to live, whether I lived in the North Woods or maybe over by the Dells, where it's beautiful landscape and I live secluded. I mean, obviously with my family, but so my dream home would be you drive down a really long path, driveway in the woods, and then it opens up to this huge front yard with a big house. Sure. And the yard is large all around it. And the backyard is also very large, but it dips down and it's wide open, except for, once you get a ways, it's all forest. But it opens up to
a huge clearing, basically.
A private lake or pond.
I actually have the exact house for you.
Are you
My wife and I were on Zillow the other day.
Are you kidding me?
And it's only like 400. You get it like... I'll have to show it to you as soon as we're done. My wife and I I was like, this
Miranda,
is a really
buckle
cool
up.
House. And it's just south of De Pere, up in Green Bay.
Wow.
It actually has a private lake, has like a bunch of acres that you could like actually rent out for farmers. And it has a giant like built-in slide. Like you start on the hill and you slide right into it. Has a private...
And it's up by Green Bay, you said?
Yeah.
Like the Green Bay Packers?
It's like 4144 Highway W in De Pere.
You've memorized.
We looked at it like 2 days ago.
Wow.
Anyways, so the other thing
talk
I will say is that Joe's leaving us. The other thing, so when I do say, I've always had the idea that like my two best friends and I lived together for quite a while, and we always talk about how much fun that was.
Sure.
And so I've always thought of buying like one of those houses that had 3 separate wings on it, where we each had our separate like family houses, but then we had a communal area where we could all hang out together. And so I've always thought that would be a lot of fun. Not like one of those like big houses, but I'd want an area where we're totally separate.
Yeah.
But yet a communal area where we could all hang out and we could all do what we want to do. And we've always talked about doing it, except one of us has to make it big. So if you could kindly please start supporting this podcast, all my dreams would come true.
Oh my God.
All right, go ahead.
That is awesome.
I'll find the house for you.
Oh wow. If you could choose your last meal, what would it be?
We already just talked about that.
The last meal?
I would have my mom make me meatloaf, yeah.
Okay. Well, Jesus. I would probably have some lobster with steak. Anyways, moving on. dumb. Do you have any siblings? Yes. Do you prefer to travel or stay close to home? We have a whole episode on this, ladies and gentlemen. Episode, what is that, 3?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of both.
Yeah. Well, like you just said, you want to stay by your family.
But traveling.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for having short weekends away just in the state. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you want to have trips where you go out with your family or whatever, a little ways away.
I'm not going to lie, the stress of traveling, I hate it. Like the at an airport, the security checks and all that stuff, I can't stand it. And I understand they're needed. You know, I get that. I'm not arguing with that.
Sure. Well, yeah.
I'm like, I was talking to Mia about it when we were on our cruise, and she's like, I don't want to go through everything. I'm like, yeah, wouldn't it be awesome? We could just snap our fingers and we're good to go, you know? So,
well, you can. They have that.
Wait, what?
If you can go on there and you say I'm so and so, I'm gonna travel or whatever, and you get like this pre-clearance kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how to get it. I don't travel enough to really justify doing it, but you can get pre-clearance.
Wow, this is interesting. What are you most worried about right now? This could get deep.
Most worried about. So as you know, I'm switching careers and jobs.
Yep.
But I found another job today, so I feel good about that.
Oh, nice.
So
way to go.
There's that.
So you are really going to be leaving us?
No, I'm not leaving you guys. I'm switching times.
That's good.
We'll say it that way.
Okay.
I don't know. Worried. I guess I'm worried because my kid doesn't talk yet. I don't know. I hope he talks.
Well,
I hope he's normal. I don't know anything. It's like that's my only thing. Like, I just want to have the weird kid. That's all.
Hey, 15 years old. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna be the weird kid. How's that talk gonna be?
Yeah. That's gonna be. Hey, God. We're really worried about you there for a little while.
Oh my God!
Thank God you pulled through.
Well, how old is he? He's what, 2?
He's 2, but
he still goes.
Yeah,
right.
Well, no, he's
That's
starting.
Fine.
He's starting to like talk. But
I still do that. I'm not weird.
Oh, you're wrong on both accounts. Yeah. So, go ahead. Your turn.
Oh, most worried about right now, I would have to say. Luckily, right now in my life, I don't have too much that I'm worried about. But one thing that, like, one of my first thoughts when I wake up, I have yet to change over my address with the DMV. So my license, my card, ID is still out of date.
Yeah.
Although I own the house that it's on, so I'm like, it's just a thought that comes. Like, I should probably do that.
That's what you worry about?
This is all I got, man.
Next. Me too.
First world problems, bro. First world problems.
Wow.
I think
you need to start doing some naughty shit so you start worrying about stuff.
I've spent a good amount of my life doing that.
All right, go on.
See,
Next.
It's my thing about worrying, and this is a lesson for all y'all out there. Okay, there was a time in my life when I worried about every little thing, but all I found out was worrying just wears you out. So there's nothing to worry about, just a lot to think about.
Okay, so don't worry, just think about it all the time.
Think about it, but find ways to solve that worry.
Yeah.
A lot of times, anything that I'm worried about, I caused myself. So
everything, people.
Yeah,
everything's their own fault.
That's a good point. So don't worry about it. Fix it, Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving on.
Not getting too deep.
What did you have for lunch yesterday?
Yesterday? I don't remember.
I know exactly what you had for lunch yesterday.
What I had yesterday?
You had a burrito.
Oh, that's right. You and I had lunch. Yeah. We ate together. I know you had.
And I had
you had not very good
meat.
Okay,
terrible.
Joe is. This is who Joe is.
I love steak.
I was like, I really want a burrito. Let's go get Mexican. He's like, okay. I was like, let's go to this place. I'm not going to say it out loud because it's a Mexican place in Plymouth, Wisconsin. There may or may not only be one place to get a burrito in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Anyways, so we go to this place, and I'm like, of course, there's only 7 burritos. I pick the one that looks good. I order it, move on. Joe's like, I'm going to get a steak. I was like, Adam, I didn't say anything to him.
No.
But I'm like, at a Mexican restaurant.
As I was ordering them, I'm like, really? You're going to do this?
So I was like, whatever. Joe's a steak guy. I know you're a steak guy. So I was like, all right, fine. Let's do it. And then in my mind, I'm like, well, we got to get back. Hopefully this steak comes out quickly, to be honest. Anyway, it came out in plenty of time. I had wolfed down my burrito.
They fried it. Like, just, how long can we keep it on the grill?
It wasn't burnt, though. It was just.
It was done.
It was a little dry. It wasn't totally dry, though.
I'm a pink guy.
You want a little pink.
I do. Well,
that steak was only like
half
an inch. It wasn't. It would have been out in 10 seconds had he fried it with a little bit of pink in the inside. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Joe had it, and he was not a fan of the flavor. I think it's just one of those things where you have to.
I should have picked a burrito.
So here's the story, folks. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, just go with a burrito. Just go fajitas. Anything.
Do that.
The steak, I think, is just something that it's not for Joe.
Mm-hmm. If you knew you only had a year left to live, what would you do?
A year?
These are all the questions that I absolutely hate answering because I don't know.
Well,
I'm not in that situation.
I would quit my job. See, it'd be tough because I'd want to quit my job and travel, right. But at the same time, I would be away from my family. So, do I just rent an RV and just travel around with my kids for a year? The problem is the money eventually. But I suppose if I die, then my family gets a whole bunch of money when I die.
Well, but that's what I'm thinking. Wouldn't your family just be with you for that year?
Yeah. But I was thinking I'd probably go by myself for a little while.
I'm going to die. See you later.
Bye. Hey, gotta go.
Oh, boy. What would I do? I think I would... I'd work for a little bit yet because I can't sit around. Is that weird? I can't... And I don't have enough money to travel. I mean, are we talking if we had an infinite amount of money?
No. Okay. Like right now, if I was a doctor and I told you you have a year to live, you're going to die...
I'd probably continue working for a bit just so I could save up a little bit more money. But I would cancel a lot of things that I spend my money on. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that then for the last little bit, I would be able to say, I want to go here. And then we'd pack up and go. Or, So,
well,
because those things don't matter anymore. So I'd probably spend time with friends and family that I really love.
Sure. I would probably take out a huge bank loan.
Sorry, honey.
Well, no, because when I die, they'll get a whole bunch of money from my life insurance.
How big is that loan going to be, though?
Well, if I take out like $30,000.
Oh,
just enough to travel around without having to worry about it.
Sure. That's good.
Knowing that, and when I die, they'll get the money and they can just pay it off right away.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, just put everything on credit card for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know. A year's a long time, though.
Yeah.
I get the idea of working, but at that point, why? What's the point of working?
Well,
money in the end, it'll come and go.
Yeah.
And if my wife was really dying, I would give her all the money we had so she could live out every dream she had.
Sure.
And then we just pay it off. We'll figure it out.
And I know I said, it would be to make a little bit more money, but in all reality, it would be because, like I said, I can't just sit around. Because I would sit at home and be like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
No, I wouldn't do that. It would be sad at
so I would have to keep my brain moving. Maybe I'd put out an album.
Sure.
One last hoorah.
Well, then you probably die and become like super popular.
Fuck. That's how it always goes.
And then you wouldn't get any of the accolades.
You're worth more dead than alive, bro.
I definitely would start traveling for sure.
There you go.
I want to see every corner of the country. I've seen most of them. I just got to see the little bit of the middle parts.
I've seen the top two corners, and
I've been to every corner of the country.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
You've
been to Maine?
No, I shouldn't say. I've been to New York and to a bunch of the east.
Almost the corner.
Yeah, almost the corner. And I've been to Seattle. It's pretty much the corner. I've been to San Diego, which is the corner.
Yeah.
I've been to Florida, which is the other corner. I've been to Texas. All right, next topic. Now you're on Facebook.
No, I was on Instagram because Krista's posting things.
Krista's just going crazy.
Well, I don't know if someone liked something or... Yeah, I think somebody liked something. Anyways, what do you miss most about being a kid?
Not having to work.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
No responsibilities?
No responsibilities. The ability to play. Like summertime? Oh my God. Before you got a job.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was just like you were literally a kid. Like you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Your parents told you to put the dishes away and it was hell on earth, but
yeah. Hey, can you go do this for me? Come on, you asked me.
Dude, you've got it so good you don't even know. Yeah. If I could go back and talk to myself, I'd just slap myself.
No, see,
listen here, kid.
If I had the power to go back, I would go into my own body and relive all those days and like milk the crap out of it.
Yeah. I have thought about this though. If I was able to go back, I guess I have that little bit of a cynical twist to, like let's say a genie popped out and they're like, "Oh, you have 3 wishes and what would you like?" My view of that is always that it's going to be the bad guy, like you've got your wish, but it's not exactly what you wanted.
Oh no.
So my view of that is like, oh, what if you could go back? Would you go back? No, because I'd have to relive all this shit. I made it this far. I'm going to keep going. All right.
All right. So this is where we're going to go into, right? Okay.
All right.
So my thought is this. If I would go back, and it's kind of like how I view movies when we talked about with Krista.
Yeah.
I've seen a movie once. I don't want to do it again. So if I had to relive my life, I would do everything different and have different experiences. Like everything I didn't do or decided not to do or whatever, I would go out and make it a point then to do something
a good point.
Different. So that's the thing is that you're like, oh, I'd have to live through all the shit. And I'm like, well, the shit wouldn't be there anymore because I'd
make different decisions.
Yeah. And it would be, oh, hey, I didn't go do this. And now I'm old enough to realize, like, hey, go do this or go do that. Yeah. And it would, so like, I think I'm stuck in the way of like video games where what I can do is when I'm playing a video game, I can save it and then play this game. And if I don't like the outcome, I can just go back and reboot up from that other previous point.
Sure.
So I think I get caught up in that and be like, oh, that'd be really cool to have that ability in your life to be able to be like, okay, today I lived my life. I wish I could have done that one thing differently. Groundhog's Day the shit out of it. Go back in there and do it again. And then, oh, that was okay. So check mark, you're good to go and move on to the next thing. I mean, I've always thought, so like, if you had to have 3 wishes, you've thought of this or never? Like, if you have 3 wishes, what are your 3 wishes? I was a kid. See, it's something I think about all the time. I don't know why. So my wishes are infinite control over time. So, and then when you go back, you can go into your old body with your current consciousness.
Okay.
So that would be the first thing. Second thing would be to manipulate and control my own body.
All right.
So like, I could fly or I could see through things, all the superpowers you ever want just for yourself. And those 2 things would be all I'd ever want. I'd keep the third wish in case something crazy happened, then I'd want to keep it in my back pocket.
Sure.
But then essentially you could just, I think it'd be fun. Like, I'm sure, you see on the movies, like people who live forever, they're like, I'm sick of living forever.
Yeah,
but for me, I'd like to live this life, live with my wife, my kids and everything like that. And then keep growing older. And then when I get to the point of like everybody else is dead and I'm kind of like alone, I would die, fake my death essentially, and then come back, just kind of be a drifter or whatever for a while and just go around and see things. And then when like some young kid dies, you essentially take their identity and then you live that life, like wow. I just think it would be, and then to go back into time and like, the other thing, like see, like I've always wanted to like the old Roman times or like the old Egyptian times. Like I always wanted to be really cool to go back and see what those times are like. Mm-hmm. And you're able to go back and then change your body or change your vision or change your be able to speak those languages and change yourself so that you can adapt to those times. Because who knows if I go back to ancient Egypt, people are like, who the hell is this guy?
Or they think you're normal because they talk to aliens anyway. So,
but they would be darker skinned and they'd probably be really skinny. And I'm a fat white guy. Like, I think he's an alien. Yeah. Then they'd probably worship me and then kill me probably or something crazy. But those I've thought about that. That would be like just the most fun because essentially the world would be your playground and you could literally do whatever you wanted. The other thing, because I've talked to my buddy about it, and it was like it'd be really cool then to like create fun scenarios in your life. Like we always have the big zombie apocalypse thing, so it'd be fun to be like, okay, you can like if you were able to control everything, let's just say, be like, okay, you and I are sitting here, a zombie apocalypse happens right now, and you and I get to act it out and live it. And as crazy it would be at the end, if we died, it would just reset to the both of us sitting here.
So like a video game,
yeah. Or if it'd be like, hey, it'd be wartime or whatever, whatever. It would just be fun to like live all those different experiences over and over because I'm all about experiences, and that's why I think it would be fun to just have all those different. because I talked to people and they're like, "Oh, you just want to go back to high school and not be such a nerd, or you want to go hook up with this chick or whatever." It's like, yeah, of course, but at the same time, I also want to have those experiences because I've already had it once. Let's do something else. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
So I don't watch movies over more than once.
Sure.
Go ahead. I've rambled on, but something I think about all the time, probably.
That's interesting. I've never thought like that. I've thought of the 3 wishes, but a long time ago. Like, I haven't rethought of them.
It's just we watch Aladdin probably too much.
Yeah, that's a good point. No. Well, here's another question.
Go ahead.
This is an interesting one. Would you rather be tall and fat or short and well built?
No, I'm tall and fat now. I'd rather be tall and fat.
All right. I think that's a dumb question. I don't even
well,
know
you
how
have to pick
answer
one.
Wow, short and well built.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that little guy, stocky guy, who walks around.
Yeah, but short's no fun.
I don't know. It was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on.
Maybe tall.
Yeah.
And fat, because I guess you could probably work that out, but you'd still be tall once you're done.
But I think it's one of those things you're always tall and always fat. You don't have a choice. You can't change it. The one thing, the tall, if that was true, though, the short and well built, you could eat whatever you wanted and you never got fat. I would definitely do that then.
Huh.
For sure. For sure. Not even a question.
Hands down.
That would be the other thing too. Like if I could control my own body, I'd be like, I'd eat whatever I wanted.
Oh yeah.
And be like, yep. Oh, I'm working out. Snap. Done. Brad Pitt. Done.
This is interesting. What's the longest you've gone without doing laundry? I don't even know. I mean,
so I think at one point we counted I had like 30 pairs of underwear, so probably 30 days.
Nice. Way to go.
It's not some sort of accomplishment. Just because that's how my cycle goes.
Sure.
When you run out of underwear, you gotta go do laundry.
Mine is literally a week.
You just every week you do it.
Every week. I've never gone past that actually.
No. Yeah.
Because I have like a week's worth of stuff.
No, we got plenty of clothes.
Yeah.
As it's been clearly stated in all the things we talk about.
Yeah. Next one. Wow. Look this up. What was the last picture you took on your phone? Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Well, I was Snapchatting my wife here.
Oh,
nothing appropriate. The last saved photo?
I would assume so.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
So it is the McDonald's app. And so what you do is you take the app and then they give you a little code thing. Like a 3D code. So I take a picture of it so I don't have to pull it up in the drive-thru. I can just go on my photos. So if I don't have good Wi-Fi or whatever. Now the one before that is a work photo. And then I made fried chicken the other night. Nice. Fried fish. So
my picture is actually the screenshot I sent to you and Krista about what's going on with this one video and why things aren't happening with it. Did you not get that text either?
Let me see.
I don't think you got that text.
No, I didn't.
Because it was a big deal. You didn't respond. And I was like, for sure Jeff would respond to this.
So you wrote, I sent a YouTube message, right? That's what you're talking about? Oh, no, I got it.
Oh, good. All right. Making sure. Anyways, sorry. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, the Mandela Effect episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you were handling it. If you needed my help, you would have responded.
Yeah.
You were on it. I figured.
We'll talk more about it.
Sure.
All right. How do you think the world will end?
I don't like these ones. I don't care. You're up.
We all die.
Well, it's one of those things where I was going to say it'll never happen, so I don't like thinking about it. But my 3 wishes one's kind of the same. That's right, folks. No,
I only think about good things that could happen to me.
That's true. That's probably what it is. And the world ending, it probably won't happen.
Sure.
And everything will just slowly die.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll have. I don't think it'll be like I don't know. I assume eventually the sun will burn out, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
actually going to
expand.
Right?
Oh, expand.
The sun will expand all the way out to us, as a matter of fact. Scorch the earth, and then shrink down to a red dwarf.
That's right.
By the way, for those of you keeping along at home.
Yeah. I did know that. I just wasn't thinking.
For me, geez, I don't know. I always kind of picture it to be like kind of like a Mad Max type situation where we kill each other off, blow a hole in the sky, everything's scorched. We're all fighting for water, and I don't know. That's the way I feel. Yeah,
interesting. But the only way that would happen would be as if the global economy crashed.
Yeah,
I think that would have to happen first.
I mean, we've got to find other solutions besides oil if we just want to continue. You know what I mean? Like,
I think there's so much money tied up into it, and eventually we will find something.
Yeah.
I just don't know when.
What food do you like to snack on? As I'm looking around
as you're eating popcorn and chocolate animal crackers. Like to snack on. I'm not. It sounds weird. I'm not a snacker. I'm actually like I'd rather have a sandwich than a bowl of chips or something.
I get
like
it.
That.
I totally get it.
I'd rather eat something like that. Now, if I'm going to snack on something, it's normally something like I like pretzels, but with a dip. And
with a dip.
I won't eat plain potato chips. They don't have enough flavor for me. I'm just not a fan. But I like barbecue sauce and ranch dressing with pretzels. Nice. You have a little bowl of each.
Wow.
A barbecue sauce. I don't know why.
Well, I just rediscovered yes, the chocolate animal crackers. I absolutely love them.
I've never actually had one.
And then Red Vines. I absolutely love Red Vines.
I'm more of a Twizzler fan because I don't think we had Red Vines as like kids.
Okay,
it was always Twizzlers.
We had Twizzlers, and I don't like Twizzlers. When I found Red Vines, I was like, "Oh my god!"
So, the other thing is, I don't know if I've had, I don't know if I've done enough research having Red Vines to know the difference.
Okay, all right.
So when we open that bag up,
it is a distinct taste.
Yeah, I've heard that it's either one or the other.
Yeah,
like it's a love-hate thing. Okay.
So the other thing that I really enjoy is, and I forget the name of this salad, but it's with so it's with basically baby cherries,
tomatoes,
cherry tomatoes,
yep.
Baby cherries.
I knew where you were going with it.
Oh man,
mozzarella,
and whatever type. I mean, it's an oil
Italian dressing.
Oh, I would eat a whole.
So it's called, I believe it's
caprese
salad.
Okay. Delicious is what it's called.
There's a balsamic vinaigrette in there too. Yeah.
Game over.
Caprese. Yeah.
Miranda makes it all the
time.
You
can make, if you do it with a regular tomato and then you can buy the mozzarella in the larger tube, then you put it on like
it's either way. I mean, whether, I believe if someone makes it,
caprese.
Yeah. Next one. We've already talked about this one. What countries have you traveled to?
Next.
What's your favorite children's book? Next. Let's do three more.
Let me think.
Should we do three more?
We've got 6 more minutes.
Okay.
Until 45. Then we're going to be done.
All right.
Next. I'm done.
Okay. All right. If you could meet anybody in history, past or present, who would it be?
Nice. So we're gonna do 3 because I'm just gonna say one person. First one will be my grandpa, my dad's dad.
Okay.
Never known the guy.
Okay.
I found out later on in life that there was some he just wasn't very involved. I don't know. I just never met the guy, and I know how my dad and I are, and I'd kind of like to meet him just and talk to him, as adults kind of thing. That'd be one. I think present, I would want to meet with trying to think past and then present. I'm trying to think of 2 people I'd want to meet with. I think I'd rather I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of entertainer or music or a sports figure.
Ooh,
but I don't know if I have why. I mean, no offense, but if I want to meet Dirk Nowitzki, who's my favorite NBA player, what kind of conversation are we gonna have? You know what I mean? I want to know something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather meet with
hey, how you doing?
I think you're great.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, kid.
I mean, I met Brett Favre. The conversation was not very enlightening. Yeah. Okay, I think it would be somebody like Einstein or Gandhi or somebody who I feel like I would gain something from.
Sure,
somebody who could spiritually enlighten me, kind of thing. But that's kind of how I would want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be fun to meet Jesus, if he was real.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause there's,
He probably was real.
he probably was. Just what he did and what he didn't maybe wasn't there.
He was like,
but that'd be fun. Wouldn't it be cool to go back in time and like?
That would be crazy.
What I'd really like to do would be like if I had the ability to go back in time and bring people with me. Like I'd get these snobby like know-it-all people and bring them to a situation where it's like, hey, see, that didn't happen the way you think it did, and then have their minds blown, and then bring them back to the real world and just drop them off and be like, see ya. And then like the next day, bye. Then the next day they're like talking to all their friends and they're like, what happened to you last night, Jimmy?
You want to know?
Like just destroy their world. And then I think that would be the coolest thing. I think it would be cool to meet with like famous inventors or I don't know.
Yeah.
So your turn now.
I would have to say Abraham Lincoln.
See, I was thinking him too.
Kind of an old standby for me. I feel like he's and again, history might be a little bit twisted here.
Yeah.
But I feel like what he did was amazing. I don't know how legit it is, like all the stories and everything like that.
because he's just the one who made the speech.
Right.
There was a lot more.
So I'd want to talk to him at least. He seems like a very wisdom-filled man.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be Dave Matthews.
Okay.
Simple. Because I feel
you
like
get 3 now. Which
3.
I said 3 in the prayer.
Okay.
I said 3.
Dave Matthews.
Because I would want to do somebody personal, past, present.
Oh, personal.
Yeah. So personal, past, and present. That's why I said my grandpa.
Wow.
If you can't think of one, this is fine. Move on.
Yeah. No, we could just have dead air. People love listening to that.
That's right. I normally cut it all out afterward.
Okay, next one. What is the last thing you do before you go to sleep?
Make sure my alarm is set.
Nice. Lately, I've been doing really good at brushing my teeth. I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes I'm just on the couch and I'm out, and then I wake up at 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm just going to bed, and so I've been making a very, I know I had to brush my teeth.
My wife brushes her teeth every night.
Yep.
And I feel bad when I don't, but like most of the time, like all right, I'll do it. But sometimes you're right. There are just times I just
you're just out. Yeah.
I know it's not the best thing, but
would you rather have summer weather or winter weather all year round?
Summer.
Game over. Easy.
One more minute.
Do you prefer to travel or... no, we already did that one. What qualities do you value most in a friend? Jeff!
Honesty. Yeah. Even if I'm an idiot, I'd rather have you tell me.
Sure.
Kind of like with the conversation we had earlier, like with the editing thing.
Yeah.
Like if I suck, just tell me. Like that's don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth. That's all.
Yeah. And that makes total sense. Honestly, because that goes either way, whether they're critiquing you or you go to them with
and be able to
something.
handle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Is that your answer too?
Yeah, I would have to say. Honestly.
I think
that's like 90% of everything.
I know.
Honestly.
Because at least if you could have that conversation, you can get over everything pretty much.
Yeah. What's the best thing about school/work?
The paycheck. I'm at a point in my life where I don't know if I should be not a lot of good in work here.
I have to say the same thing, although I do kind of like going back to if I was going to die. I like the fact that every day my brain has something to eat up. And sometimes that gets boring.
Purpose. Gives you a purpose,
yes. Yep. Because I've done 2 things. I've lived for money.
Sure.
And it's got me nowhere.
Correct.
Quickly.
Yep.
And I've changed things around and I live for, I don't know how to say this. Lived for...
You lived through the money.
Well, kind of through the money and also, I guess, a purpose. Lived for a purpose. And that could be I'm literally helping a friend move on a Sunday afternoon, or I go into work every day. I in America, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out there who are listening, you could still make money here in America.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want you to know that. If you work hard and you do things, you will make money.
Yeah.
That being said, I can do that anywhere. I can make money anywhere. It's just I've luckily work at a company that respects me and, stuff like that. So I don't feel like I'm getting drained of my qualities.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked at places where all I did was work and made a lot of money, but it was for a reason. Like I was towards a goal.
Yep.
One was paying for the wedding. One was to pay off a lot of debt I had.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Different things like that. It was like, okay, I'm going to work for a little while and put my heart and soul into it and get the money and have fun, whatever. Same time, my big philosophy is money comes and money goes. Like there are times when I've been really well off.
They make more every day.
And I've been there's been times where I've been really in the hole.
Yeah.
And it all kind of comes back around. So
it does. It really does. If you continue to work towards it, you don't sit there and stew on it.
Yeah.
So. I'm terribly lost here.
So yeah, I think what was the question?
What's the best part of school or work?
The best part? So the best part of work, if there's a positive in work,
best thing about school or work.
I don't know. I think it's cool that you meet people.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of
times you'll see them more than you see your family.
Oh, yeah.
So
100% agreed.
Yeah.
I see people I work with. I see you and Krista probably 3 or 4 times as much as I see my wife.
Right.
I mean, I don't see her hardly at all.
Sorry.
That's how it keeps our marriage alive.
Hey-o.
All right. Well, I think we're going to stop on that one then.
Yeah, no, that was a good one, and I kind of like this little
we should save that one in case
I think we might have to use this.
We should maybe once a month we'll just do rapid fire questioning. So we try to keep it to about 45 minutes. There'll be some editing, so give or take in there. So again, this what the heck is that? Is that Krista?
I hope I got it.
You can replay it.
I've never been able to replay.
Yeah, you tap it twice.
I got it.
So Krista sent Joe a Snapchat, and she looks ridiculous.
Facebook, here it comes.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Game on.
Okay. So, again, as I was saying, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the new formats.
Yeah, there'll be more to come. We'll keep spicing.
We're trying to do news stories, and I think it was really cool the rapid fire. It's hard, admittedly, considering we talk about anything. It is hard to come up with topics. So
it is.
If there is anything out there, especially now that the Packers have,
because when you open it up to anything, it's almost like you go down to nothing.
It's too daunting.
Yeah, it is. It's way like when you talk about paranormal palaver, you got to stick within the paranormal realm. So there's like a little bit you work with, but.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep trying to be better. And if there are any customer complaints, take them to Joe because he now owns this whole shebang. I am working on a new podcast.
It's going to be awesome.
We're keeping it a little under wraps right now. But actually, I figured out a time for us to do the next episode, I think. So it'll be sometime late this month, early next month. We're going to come up with something else. So that's all I've got.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you again, and obviously you can get a hold of us on Facebook. That's probably the best way to get a hold of us. But otherwise, you can email us at it's Friday Night with JJ.
I think so, yeah.
At gmail.com.
The best place to get a hold of us
is
on Facebook.
Yeah,
just go to Facebook,
and also you can comment all day long on YouTube, which is obviously where you're listening to this, and. I will say it again. We are working on getting this.
We had another meeting.
Yeah, our podcast on all of the legitimate podcast sites or services. So that's coming up. Thank you so much, as always, and thanks for tuning in. Hit us up with topics or anything you want us to talk about, or if you want us to change something, let us know. So. Yep. As usual, thank you very much for joining us with all the random useless info you want to know. It's Friday Nights with
Jeff
and Joe.
Bye. Should I text somebody and be like, we're podcasting, fools?
No.